Hi guys, come on in, come on in now. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna wait a few seconds, make sure everyone gets in because this is gonna be a good one tonight. And Jess, thank you so much for coming on. You know how much I love you, my love. And Simone, I see you. Thank you for joining. Mwah, mwah. Let me see. Oh, hey, Sissy, Olympia, I see you, girl. Come on in. Come on in. Let's see. All right. I'm going to give just like 30 seconds more. Hey, Leslie. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for joining. We are about to get started in just maybe like, I'm going to give like 30 seconds more. Oh, good. I'm glad you could see me. Perfect. Yes. You know, we were working on this lighting just because this, listen, at first it was looking, I was looking like I was, in a basement being held captive. We had to work on the lighting a little bit. So I'm glad we are up and running well. All right, so I'm going to just get started, introduce, make sure you guys know what tonight is about. I mean, you have to be living under a rock if you don't know. Tonight, I just wanted to close out my Choosing You series. For those of you guys that follow us on Instagram, or if you subscribe to our channel here, and if not, stop what you're doing and just hit that subscribe button and support your girl. But we've been doing this Choosing You series. It started at the beginning of the year. And the purpose of this series was I wanted to share my weight loss story, and really my journey that's still going on, right? Like, I feel like this is, and as I continue to say, it's not like there's no end to this. It's ongoing for the rest of my life. I'll be going through this. Hi, Brittany. But I wanted to share with you guys now that this Choosing You series is over. The first one was Making the Decision, where I discussed my battle with weight pretty much all of my life. And then the second one was talking about my bariatric surgery. I did elect to have the lap band surgery, and that took place in New York. Then, after losing about about maybe 140 pounds, I decided to have my first round of plastic surgery, which I talked about in my third video. And then in my fourth video, I talked to you about having another round of plastic surgery after I had my little one, Peyton, who's now 6 years old. So when she was 3, I had plastic surgery again to kind of get a bit of a mommy makeover, if you will. And then the last video, which was uploaded last Saturday, I talked to you guys about just 7 tips on how I maintain this weight loss. And again, as I'll continue to say, this is like an ongoing battle. So sometimes you're doing great, sometimes you kind of fall off a little bit, but it's all about getting back on and making sure you're just keeping in your mind that this is a journey that's endless, right? So it's not a sprint. Those like lose 20 pounds in 30 days. It works for some, but for me, doesn't work. So the purpose of tonight is I just wanted to open up the floor for any questions, and I want to answer it as honestly as I can. Keep in mind, I am not a medical professional. I am simply a girl who loves to eat. And I'm trying to journey through my life and figure out how I can maintain this 180-pound weight loss. So I started at 350 pounds, and right now I'm about 170, 171. So let the questions begin. Hi, Miss Kendra. All right, let's see what we got. I'll give it a few seconds, and if I don't see any questions, what I'm gonna do, hey, Zealy, hi, my love. If I don't see any questions, what I'll do is I'll start asking some of the questions that people sent me on Instagram that weren't able to make it tonight, and I'll go ahead and start with those. But let's see. All right. Where are we? Where are we? All right. I'm going to start with one of the questions from Instagram. Okay. So the first one I have is, how did your significant other handle your decision to have your surgeries? Now, this is a good one because Okay, so when I first started my weight loss, for those of you that saw the first episode, Making the Decision, I talked about at the time I was in a relationship. I was engaged, and the gentleman and I kind of did not see eye to eye on this because he felt like, well, why do you need to lose weight? Like, I love you just the way you are. You don't need to lose weight. You're an amazing person. You look amazing just the way you are. And what I had to explain to him, and what I encourage you guys to really consider, is the whole purpose of this series, right? I keep saying you're choosing you. This is not about any outside forces, about any other outside forces. This is about an opportunity for you, especially as women. We often put others first. And I feel that really making the decision to say there's 24 hours in a day, my mother always says this, there's 24 hours in a day, and you can take 45 minutes to be selfish for yourself, uninterrupted. Uninterrupted. I'm going to take 45 minutes or 35 minutes if that's all I have, and I'm going to dedicate it to my health because I am worth it. And that is something that I think really resonates with me. When my mom said it, at the time when she was saying it, I was like, you know what? Oh, but I just feel like I have so much to do. But, if you want to start off with you doing it twice a week, you say twice a week, no matter what, even if I have to change the day, it's okay. But twice a week, I'm dedicating 45 minutes or 35 minutes or whatever the case may be to myself. There are several YouTube channels that offer exercises that are 15 minutes, 20-minute exercises, 10-minute HIIT exercises. So we don't have an excuse. As long as you really want it, you can be active and get that weight loss started. Okay, so Brittany says, how do you remain consistent? This is a good one. So my biggest advice about that is that if you have a considerable amount of weight to lose, like let's say you're like, okay, I want to lose 50 pounds, right? I would suggest you break it up almost as if you are in a project. So think about like if you work corporate, you may have a project going on, and it could even be like you see construction going on, you see that it may go on for a year. There's a whole plan behind it. You may not see that put to paper, right? Like if they're doing construction on your home, or you see an apartment building in construction, or they're building a property, there's a project plan, right? They're not thinking about the end result. There's a lot of pieces to get to that end result. So my suggestion to you is don't think about the 50 pounds, because that's only going to overwhelm you and make you say, you know what, forget it. Just give me a beer and some cheese noodles because I can't deal. Just focus on, okay, you know what? I want to lose 50 pounds. I'm focusing on my first 10. What am I going to lose? What am I going to do to lose my first 10 pounds? Period. I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm only going to focus in on these 10 pounds. And then as I get to that 7 or 8 pound mark, then I'll think about the next 10 pounds. That is my biggest advice, because I feel like that's where we lose that consistency. And the other thing is, I would suggest, just like you have to pay your bills on time, right? Like every month on the 3rd, or every month, on the 5th, your credit card's due, or your car insurance is due, or something like that. Treat your health like a bill, right? So if you know you have something due every single week, you're going to make sure you pay it, because you know there's going to be a consequence. Well, the consequence is you're going to continue to gain weight. So every single week, every Monday and Thursday, or maybe you may say, I don't want to hold myself to days. I'm going to make sure 2 days a week I get in blank amount of activity. So if it's Monday and Thursday, stick to the Monday and Thursday. But if Thursday life happens, you make sure on Friday that you make it happen. That's my suggestion on remaining consistent. Sammy, Xiomara, that is my best friend that I talk about in like 2 or 3 of my videos. Thank you so much for joining. So what she's asking here is, how do you stay motivated? Now, that is a very good question, because as you know, I've been going through this for like 10 years. And that's something that I mentioned in the last video that I did. I do treats for myself. I treat myself. And if I see something, I mean, like, let's be honest, when we're on Facebook or we're on Instagram, how many times do these boutiques come up, whether it's like a new pair of shoes or a new pair of sneakers, or maybe you're on Amazon looking for one thing and all of a sudden you find like 10 other things that you just must have. Don't buy them. Don't buy them and then say, you know what? After I lose my first 5 pounds, or maybe you're not looking at pounds. Maybe you're at a point where you're saying, I don't care about the scale. I'm just trying to go down 1 inch in my waist. So when I get to half an inch in my waist, I'm going to buy myself those pair of sneakers that I wanted. When I get to the full inch in my waist, I'm going to buy myself that bathing suit I've had my eye on. That's how I keep myself motivated. I really try to stay away from, if I lose a certain amount of pounds, I'm going to have like a cheat meal or a cheat weekend. I'm too much of a foodie for that. I love food way too much. Let's just be honest here. Let's call a thing a thing. I don't have that type of discipline, because a cheat weekend will turn into a cheat year, honestly. So the way I keep myself motivated is I give myself small rewards as I go through my journey, because we all get we all lose motivation at some point in time, especially when you're doing it for so long. Let's see. All right, let's see. Okay, so I heard that once you have lipo in one area, you will not gain weight back there, but the fat goes to other areas. Is that true? And did you experience that, and how did you handle it? Okay, a good one. All right, so yes, that is true. Typically, if you have lipo in one area, they say that the fat will not go back there. And that's why I really encourage people that if you decide, hey, Asha, I see you on here. I love you so much for joining. If you decide like, okay, you know what? I want to have a tummy tuck. Let's say you say that. I want to have a tummy tuck. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those memes where like they say like when these girls go to Dominican Republic, they end up looking like a gorilla because they have like these big, big arms, these tiny, 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 tiny waists, and then these big hips. And that's because if you are not fully ready to invest in a lifetime of better eating choices and activity choices, like being deliberate in your activity, you're going to gain that weight back, and you're not going to gain it back the way you want. So you may keep that small waist, but then all of a sudden here comes this double chin. All of a sudden your arms start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Or, you know, you may get, let's say lipo in your legs and lipo in your arms. And then all of a sudden your stomach starts looking really, really big, because if you haven't made that decision to dedicate the rest of your life to making those changes, and everyone has their ups and downs, but if you haven't fully dedicated yourself to saying this is going to be a lifestyle change and not just, oh, I'm just trying to look good for my wedding or for my best friend's wedding or something like that, your work is going to look real. The ratios are going to be hella off if you're not mindful and really prepared to make that change. Going under the knife is not it. That's just a tool. Just like I said about bariatric surgery, it's just a tool. I hope that answered your question. Let's see. Yes, Brittany, little goals first. Absolutely. Yes, Sammy, let me tell you, earning those rewards will make you finish out that last 5 or 6 minutes on that Stairmaster. Especially if you save a picture, like if it's like a big purchase, like let's say, I don't know, maybe you want to do an upgrade in your house, or you want a new pair of shoes, and you don't really need it. You don't really need the upgraded cabinets that might be, you know, $1,000 more or whatever it is, or you may want this stove that might be $4,000 or $5,000, and you don't really need that. The stove that's $300 is going to do you just fine and make the same food the same way, right? But this is something you want. Save it on your lock screen on your phone, so every time you see it, you know what? Let me just put these chips down, because the way this stove is set up, I'm trying to get this last inch down. That's good. Feels so much better when you've worked hard to earn it. Yes, Sam, it's so true. It feels so much better. Britt, listen, because you guys know I just moved to Atlanta, and the way this Southern food is set up, who's having a cheat weekend? Child, bye. It'll be a whole cheat year. Thank you, Sharon. Thank you so much for joining me, Sharon. I love you. Let's see. Any other questions, guys? Let's see. Ooh. Celie said, have I ever considered being a life coach? No, I have not. But you were not the first person that has said that. Who knows what tomorrow brings? You know? Who knows what tomorrow brings? And heaven only knows what's on the other side of the rainbow. So who knows? I don't know. Let's see what God has in store for me, child. I receive it though. Amen. uh, oh, thank you. Asha says, this is so inspiring. Tell us about a time. Ooh, this is good. Tell us about a time you fell off the plan and everything you did to get back on track. Oh, God. Okay. So, how about January 2021? Is that recent enough? Releasing this series has been an emotional roller coaster for me. It was very challenging to film it. It was emotionally draining to prepare for it. I just felt like I was literally walking outside naked for everyone to see and everyone to have the opportunity to judge. I have quite a few people that follow me on Facebook, on my personal page, that knew me at 350 pounds. But see, I just started my Instagram page a year ago. So I had the option to remain secretive about my past life. And that would make me feel very comfortable, because then this way, God forbid, if I gain weight or if I fall off, no one really knows that it's like, oh, she's just gained quarantine weight, versus like, look, this fatty back at it again. Right? Like she just went and had all these surgeries, and then look, she back at it again. What's she doing with that donut in her IG story? Sis, did you see her with that donut? I know you saw her with that donut. 2 or 3 though? She needed 2 or 3? That's what I feel like, the level of pressure I have now put on myself now that I have let my story out. And I feel like I was self-sabotaging, and I gained a couple pounds, and then I said, you know what? It's time to make a hard change. And I won't name her name on here, but I did decide to invest with in a trainer. And starting in March, I'm going, and I can't believe I'm sharing this. She's probably like, oh, girl, I didn't know you was going to tell everybody. But you know what? You got to put yourself out there, because that's the only way you're going to hold yourself accountable. So in March, I'm going to be starting a 90-day transformation. And I just want to change the physique of my body, the overall look. I'm not really into losing weight per se. I like myself thick. I like myself where I am right now, but I just want to tighten up in certain areas. And before electing to have any other procedures, I like to try to do all the work naturally first, as natural as, considering the situation. But that, to answer your question, is like, we all will fall off, because if this is really a lifestyle change, it's just like a relationship. It's my relationship with my health. I have my ups where I am on it. I'm in that gym 5-6 times a day. My girlfriend will bring home food and I'll be like, oh, no thanks. I'm eating salad. I'm eating berries. I'm eating grass. No Cheesecake Factory for me. That's when I'm on it. But then sometimes I'm like, ooh, I want some cheesecake. Can you go get me some? It's life. That's the honest truth. It's life. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes I'm on it and sometimes I'm not. But the important part, Asha, is to call yourself on it before you get too far down that road. My mom, my God, my mother used to say this to me all the time when I was younger: to thine own self be true, right? Sometimes you have to look at yourself and say, you know what? Yeah, I need to stop before I get so far off course that I'm going to be too overwhelmed to get back on. So, okay, you gain 5 or 6 pounds. Okay, but let's stop it here. Let's not say, I mean, it's not that bad. I still fit in my jeans. Or, oh, that 5 or 6 pounds kind of went in the right spot, though. I mean, you still can't see a double chin all the way, all the way. Like, no, like, okay, this is where I am and I'm going in the wrong direction, right? So let me make sure I get myself back on course. So that's kind of how you just got to be truthful with yourself and call it out. And don't wait till you 30, 40, 50 pounds and you having trouble sleeping, sleep apnea, you're feeling winded running up the stairs, or you have a young child and you can't even run up and down with them in the park. Because then at that point you feel it becomes like a volatile relationship between yourself and getting back on track. You're just like, I'm too far off, just forget it. And then it continues to get worse and worse. All right, let's see. Ooh, this is a good one. What does a typical breakfast, lunch, or dinner meal look like for you? So, Miss Sharon, it changes. Right now, what I'm doing is intermittent fasting, and I feel like that works best for me. I do not eat until 1 p.m. and I stop eating at 7 p.m. Now, typically after 7 p.m., I'm pretty good for the most part. Sometimes I have a glass of wine or two, and that's when I break my fast. I know, I'm human. I'm being honest. This is a judgment-free zone, right? But when I'm doing well, 7 p.m. is my cutoff. Now, in the morning when I wake up, I typically go to the gym. When I go to the gym, I don't drink regular water. I always put fresh lemon and ginger in my water. And if you look at the guidelines of what intermittent fasting actually is, that is considered breaking your fast if you put ginger in your water. But I do. I mean, that works for me. I also will come home and I always have, every single morning when I come home from the gym, I have apple cider vinegar tea. I make it myself. I usually have just some hot water, throw a little bit of cinnamon, 2 caps of apple cider vinegar, a squeeze of honey, and that's my tea for the morning. And then I don't eat until like an actual solid meal until 1 p.m. When I am fully on it, it really is important to me how I break my fast. I typically break it with a smoothie, or I will break it with a salad, and I really put as much greens as possible. Lunch, so that's usually like my brunch, if you will. And then for dinner, I do usually that's when I have my carbs. And it will usually be like, rice and some sort of meat and vegetables. Right now, I'm a pescatarian as of January 1st. I'll also share that with you guys when I talk about the 90-day transformation. And again, that's something that I shared in my video. I just like to shock the body, and that's what I'm doing right now, is just holding off on any type of poultry. For those of you that don't know, I'm allergic to red meat. So really, when I say I'm a pescatarian, it's really about me not eating any chicken, duck, or turkey. So I'm only eating seafood or vegetarian dinners. I hope that answered your question. And for salads, during lunch, I usually will have sometimes I'll have a meat with it, or seafood rather with it. But I can also just eat the salad by itself, because I dress up my salad. Check out my IG channel. We don't just eat lettuce and tomato over here. We make our salad real good, where we only need olive oil, some salt and pepper as dressing, and it's good. What's your Oh, this is the next one. What is your workout setup like? 50% cardio, 50% weights? Do you set calorie burn goals or workout time goals? Oh, this is good. What has been most effective to keep the fat melting away? Okay. What has been most successful for me to truly see changes in my body if I feel like I'm plateauing, Sammy, is shocking the body. And I talked about that in my last video. I'm very big on shocking the body, meaning if I feel like, oh my God, I'm doing my workouts, I feel like I'm eating well, like why, and I want to come down 5 pounds, or I want to see this change in my body. Why am I not seeing it? Well, a lot of times we won't see that if we see that we're eating the same types of foods on a regular basis, and we're doing the same types of workout on a regular basis. Your body will quickly assimilate to that type of workout experience and the eating routine. So you have to shock the body, which is why January 1st I stopped eating meat, which is why I started working out with a trainer, because I wanted to get a different type of workout. Because again, after working out for I would say at least 10 years, dedicating myself to working out, for 10 years, I like to change it every now and then. So sometimes I'll do HIIT. Then sometimes I may come into the gym and I'm just doing full stretches, because I want to just kind of allow my body to recover, right? Sometimes I'm doing heavy cardio. Sometimes I'm doing just weights. It really depends. But if I notice that I'm not seeing a change, then I may go heavier on the weights. Like if I'm working out 4 times a week, I might do 3 times a week of weights and only 1 day of cardio. If I notice that, I put on some weight and I want to come down a few pounds before I start lifting again, sometimes I will do a lot more cardio and very little weights. And this is what's been, again, successful for me. I hope that answers your question. I feel like that's kind of how I do it. I like to switch it up if I see that I'm not getting the results that I want. And in the 90-day transformation, I will be sharing some clips of my gym workouts. Again, I'm not a professional, but I feel like I want to share with you guys what I do in the gym. And also, if you follow us on Instagram, head over there, also for the love of Peyton, and you'll see I do put up on my IG stories some of the clips of me working out, and I'm going to be doing that a lot more often as of March 1st. Let's see. What else do we have? Do you do any activities like yoga? Oh, thank you, Marsha, for joining. I love you so much. You know what? I have done yoga. I did yoga, I'd say about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. I had done yoga a couple times. I am not good on the flexibility piece. I feel like I would love to get back into it. I did love it, but I felt like I would never. You have to know your body, right, Marsha? And for me, I find that if I were to get back into yoga, I would have to do it in conjunction with weights and cardio, because it would not work for my body type to just do yoga. And again, that's just my experience. If I were to get back into yoga, which I'm open to, when I used to have a membership at Lifetime Fitness, and they offer like everything. And I loved their yoga classes there, but I only did it maybe once a week. Like that was like my recovery workout. Like if I felt like, oh my God, I am super duper sore, I just want to do something where there's lots of stretching and increasing my mobility, that's when I would do a yoga workout. Let's see. Oh, yes, Sam. Listen, I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I have a wealth of knowledge. So, I mean, any questions you guys have, please, I'll be as honest as I can be. Mistake doesn't mean you can't. Oh, this is so good. Let me put this up. It's not a question, but Marsha, Bible. Because I see a lot of people say, okay, as of January 1st, I'm going to, I don't know, I'm going to get my membership to a gym, and I'm going to start working out 4 times a week. And then first week, they probably go 5 times a week, right? And then the second week, they do their 4 times a week. And then they fall off the third week because maybe something happened at work and they weren't able to keep it up. And then they say, all right, well, I already messed up, so let me just go back to eating the regular way, and then I'll start back February 1st. Full stop. Pump the brakes. You messed up for 1 week, start again the next week. It's okay. Allow yourself an opportunity to mess up. It doesn't mean that it's completely over. Because as I said, it's a relation. It's like, think about it like a relationship. No relationship is ever perfect. There are ups and then there are downs, right? So we have to constantly work on improving those relationships in order for it to really soar, right? It's the same thing. If you have a little bit of a downtime, get right back up. You don't say, you know what? I got into a fight with my significant other tomorrow, I'm going to try to work it out on March 1st. What? No, you're trying to work that out tonight so you can be good tomorrow morning and get your good sleep. Same thing, sis. If you missed your workout this morning, get it in tonight or get it in tomorrow morning. Don't say, well, now I'm just going to start March 1st. Why? because that's just going to put you even further back. And that March 1st, I guarantee you, is going to become March 15th, which is going to become January 1st, 2023. Let's just be honest. Come on. That was a good one, Marsha. Keep it coming, girl. Queen, we need to send you an offering because this is good, TJ. Oh, thank you, Sealy. Oh, Bianca, thank you so much for joining. All right, let's see. I've been seeing you post vegetarian. Oh, let me see. I've been seeing you post vegetarian dinners lately on IG. Are you pro-vegetarian, anti-beef? Do you have a preference? What's your favorite protein? So, as I was saying before, I don't know if you saw that, you posted that after, but I'm allergic to red meat. So, fun fact, I've never had like a hamburger, a steak. Yeah, don't pass out. I've never had that. I'm allergic. And so I only eat poultry. But in January, I started eating just seafood. But you may still see me post from time to time. I might still post meat, but that's probably for my girlfriend or for my daughter. I cannot get into that right now. I'm just staying away from that because I want to see my body change. And I have to be honest with you. I've done this before. Again, I shock my body in several different ways. But one thing I have to tell you, I noticed about being a pescatarian. Anytime you have a vegetarian meal or a pescatarian meal, and for those of you that don't know, pescatarian is just eating seafood, and as your meat, right? Or any other proteins such as beans and stuff like that, any vegetarian options. I never get that sluggish feeling when I'm done eating, no matter how much even if I overindulge at one meal or another, I never feel sluggish. It is the strangest thing. I feel like when I eat chicken, when I eat turkey, when I eat duck, I love it. But I swear I always get that kind of sluggish feeling if I eat too much. Like, oh, let me just take a quick nap. I never feel that way when I have seafood. It has to be something in that poultry. I don't know what the science is behind that, but that's just been my experience. Comment it below if you feel that way. Like, have you ever felt like when you stay away from poultry for a little bit, or if you eat just a vegetarian dish, like if you have a salad, no meat, or maybe if you just have like some sort of like beans or soy meat, rice and peas, or rice and vegetables or something, do you notice that you don't feel as sluggish? Oh, let's see. Okay, this is good. How often do you work out? Again, right now I'm back on it. And another example of me being off it is quarantine. And again, I'm not here to make excuses, but this is life, right? Like if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would be working a full-time job from home, which I'm definitely blessed, I was working that well before quarantine, but working a full-time job, also monitoring my child who is 6 years old, doing virtual learning, and also homeschooling her because she is advanced, all at the same time. And then also starting a YouTube channel, I would have been like, girl, you're crazy. There's only 24 hours in a day. But when do I have when do I fit in a workout if my daughter is here? And sometimes, and I've shared this with you guys on Instagram, sometimes it'll be 12 o'clock. I pick my daughter up at 2 and I'll get an email saying, yeah, school is closed for the next 5 days. What am I supposed to do? Like, what do I do with the shop for 5 days? Like, especially if I know I have a huge deliverable for work that's super important. How do I balance? So sometimes gym definitely goes on the back burner. When it's warmer outside, though, I really try my best to get out with Peyton because, she enjoys getting a little bit of her wiggles out as well. If we go for a walk, and I'm sure if you guys see me, I always say on Instagram, I would share that. We'll go walking and we'll do our Instagram stories. She loves to be active. But when it's 30 degrees outside, what do I do? And sometimes it's really hard because I'm like, just when I'm feeling like I'm getting into a good routine, school closes for 2 weeks. So what keeps me motivated is just looking, like I said, the rewards. I do try to reward myself, but quarantine has made that it's an additional hurdle to try to get over. It's a good question. Oh my God, Bianca, let me tell you something. That apple cider vinegar, especially, again, I think we're all family here. I'm sure you're open. It's not a TMI situation, but I easily get, like, I have issues going to the bathroom. I'm not as regular as I would love to be, but that's just life. And I I have to tell you that apple cider vinegar, when you have 2 cups of that in your tea, and I'm telling you, I know my daughter calls it foot tea. I don't feel like it smells whatever. But when I have it in the morning, if you put a little bit of like a dash of cinnamon in it, and then you add a little bit of honey, it almost gives you like an apple cider. It gives you an apple cider tea kind of feel. It has that apple smell. To me, you don't really smell the vinegar as heavy. And I'm telling you, it's much better than trying to take it straight. Because if you take it straight, you'll feel, for those of you that have done it, you feel like almost like heartburn because it's very acidic. So I suggest if you want to do it in water, you can't. I don't like it that way. My mom doesn't mind it that way. She drinks it like with ice water. But for me, I prefer adding it in my tea. All right. Let's see what else we got. Have you thought about doing a choosing you challenge? This is good. So, watch out for March. Watch out for March. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. March 1st, we got some great things coming for you. And I have to tell you guys how much I love you all for being so supportive. And just watch out for March 1st, Celia. I got something good for you. All right. What are some of the snacks that you eat? Ooh, this is a good one, Nicole. Welcome. I think you just followed our channel today, so I'm so glad you were able to make it. Welcome, welcome. So snacks, when it comes to snacks, I have to tell you, I really try my best to stick to frequenting Trader Joe's because I do feel that, again, not all of their stuff is like super clean eating, but you know, a lot of their foods have better ingredients, and I try to get most of my snacks from there. Some of my favorite snacks would, oh my God, my favorite. Edamame is like my snack of the moment right now. I love edamame. You can actually get it at Walmart for under $2. I think it's like $1.74. And it comes with a little bit of sea salt on it already. You pop it in the microwave for like 3 minutes. And I usually have like probably like a quarter bag, or you know, you could have half a bag, you could have the full bag if you want to have a whole meal, whatever you choose. But I love edamame. Edamame is one of my favorites. I love, oh my God, love. When I was eating meat, I would do these like rolls. I would take so I'd buy the Swiss cheese and the turkey deli meat from the deli section, right? And then I would put in, like, I would start off with a couple slices of turkey, and then put put one slice of Swiss cheese, and then jam pack it with spinach, and then drizzle, well, actually, I would roll it up, right? And then just have a little bit of honey mustard on the side, or maybe if you want to just have some organic honey on the side and just dip it, your life is going to change. Listen, one of my favorite snacks. Honestly, I love it. It is so good. It's almost like a turkey sandwich without the bread, but I really enjoy it. That's one of my favorites. I love hummus with some crackers. I'll even eat hummus with, oh my God, hummus with baby carrots. My mouth is watering. Spicy hummus or red pepper hummus from Trader Joe's with the baby carrots. Listen, Nicole, your life will change. Those are like my favorite snacks that I can think of the moment. A good question though. Do you have an accountability partner? Yes, I do, April. And you know who she is? My mother. My mother is workout guru. My mother does like 25,000 steps on average a day. My mother is going to be 67 years old this year, and she looks absolutely fabulous. She's like 110 pounds wet. She is phenomenal. And every single morning when I am on that treadmill doing my workout, guess who I'm on the phone with? And she's working out in her, she calls it, I'm going to the gym, which is like in the basement. She turned her basement into like a gym, and she does her walking videos because she doesn't want to go outside because of COVID. And she does her walking videos through YouTube, because YouTube has walking videos, believe it or not. And she still makes her 25 or 30,000 steps every single day. How? Because she holds herself accountable to doing the YouTube. And me or her, I'm on my treadmill at the gym. She's on her, watching her YouTube and walking. And we are just holding ourselves accountable. I know my mom is going to ask me if I worked out, and I want to make sure that I can say yes. And when it's warm outside, I'm outside walking. And, you know, if she's able to find a safe spot, maybe in Eisenhower Park, because she lives on Long Island, if she's able to make it, then she definitely goes to the what you call it, to Eisenhower Park, and we're talking through FaceTime. So she's my accountability partner for sure. Let's see. All of you too, Marsha. Yes, that's what I do as well. I do it on my rest day. Yes, very good. Yep. I was a pescatarian for 7 years. When I went back to meat, I felt the same way, right, Bianca? It's so strange. It's like this sluggish feeling when you have meat. Oh, thank you. I promise you it's not. I promise you I have my bad days. I promise you sometimes I mean, listen, that Oreo cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory changes my life every single time. But let's talk about eating in moderation, because you know what I do? I will buy that slice of cheesecake and I promise you it will last me 5 days. Dove will confirm. It will last me 5 days. I will. She'll be like, are you still eating that cheesecake? Yes, sis. I'm still eating the cheesecake. What happened? I will last me 5 days. I will eat like a little slice. Eating in moderation. I talked about in my last video, deprivation versus moderation. I'm not about to deprive myself, not after I lost 180 pounds. Absolutely not. But I'm not going to eat that whole slice of cheesecake, because then I know the next day I may want some more. So I'm just take a little slice and then I walk away from it. Just excellent idea. Yes. Watch out for it. Watch out for it, guys. Oh my gosh. Thank you for opening up and allowing me. Ah, thank you. That sounds amazing. All right. I know, right, Asha? Look, mommy, they love you. Let's see. Ooh, give us your favorite sweat boosting exercise. I'll be posting about it. All right, check out my videos. I definitely will be sharing with you, because mama goes in the gym. All right, I'm even going to share. You know what? I could even share with you some of my favorite songs that make me go in. Capital IN 17 exclamation points. Okay. Facts. Look, mommy, you get more love than me around here. Hello. We talk skincare. What are your holy grails for skin? Ooh, come on, June. I love you, sis. Thank you for joining. You know what? I'll do a video on that, because I could definitely go into it. I do think a lot of it is genes, June. I'm gonna be honest, but I definitely had a very bad bout of like this terrible breakout last year. It was like it almost looked like a diaper rash, like like those fine bumps all on my skin last year. So I'm going to share with you guys what I did to battle that. I'll be happy to share that with you. I'll write that down as an idea for skincare routine for one of my upcoming videos. I'll definitely share that. How do you deal with boredom and stress? I tend to Miss Lillian, I love you for joining. Yes. Listen, especially with working from home. Hello? Especially since a lot of times I'm like, I just want to stand up, and a lot of times I stand up in my kitchen, and I'm doing this because I'm literally on my computer, standing up between two computers, like for the love of Peyton computer, my personal MacBook, and then I'm also working, trying to keep my job and the food on the table. And then I'm also looking at my iPad, and the stove is right here. Like, it is easy for me to be like, you know what, let me just grab this snack. And then sometimes you're snacking and then you don't even realize. But what I will tell you, what works for me is, as I said, I don't deprive myself, right? If I want a little something, or even if I'm eating something healthy, because even eating something healthy, if you eat the whole bag, it's no longer healthy, right? I definitely like to portion out and put it away. And once that's done, I am done. Full stop. So if I want some chips, I put some chips in a bowl and I eat that, right? And then once that's done, that's it. I really try my best to stick to that. Oh, can we see this shirt? It's a dress, actually. Let me see if Mama can show you what's going on here. It's a whole dress. Y'all, I had to dress up, give y'all a little waist or something. All right. Let me sit down. I can't. I can't. Yes, I'm excited about March too. It's time to make this. I'm trying to get some of summertime fun, sis. All right. Hello. Can I get a? All right. I know my body's probably made to never have a six pack. All right. I've come to terms with that. But can I get a sneak of a six pack, two and a half, three pack when I flex real hard? That's what I'm praying for. And that's what I have placed in my prayer journal. Amen. Yes, I'll definitely share a playlist. Oh, look at my mommy show. She said she loves you guys. Thank you, Miss Lillian. Listen, I had to show up a little right, okay? Listen, mama dressed up with nowhere to go. Hello? Nowhere to go. Where I'm going. As soon as I get over here, I'm jumping in the shower and I'm getting to bed. You know I'm old. Listen, I'm a whole grandma. I'm a whole grandma. Hooper. Child is fashion over, child. Also known, you guys are gonna laugh. Also known in the plastic surgery Facebook groups, they call it Post-op Central, Fashion Nova. Yes. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Sharon. Thank you. When are you doing? Oh, y'all want to see this? Comment below if you want to see this. Let me. Y'all know I don't. I don't know why I'm so scary to show my clothes like that. Because I don't know if you guys are gonna like it. All right, if I get like 5 yes, I want to see a clothing outfit haul, then I'll do it. I'll do it. Look, mom, you're getting so much love. Look. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Okay, so any other questions, guys? I have one more here. From Instagram, that was a good one. Celie said she wants to know my measurements. Okay, so the last time I checked, I am a 34E. It's too big. 34E. My waist is a 29. My hips. Y'all asking all my, it's like 46, 45. I'm not sure. 45 maybe. And my waist is like 29 and a half. Listen, mama's trying. I'm trying to listen. Grandma is trying over here, okay? Y'all better hype me up in the comments. Hello. Y'all better hype me up. Excuse me. Come on. Okay, so let me tell you real quick. Someone asked in Instagram, how did you deal mentally with the weight gain once you got pregnant? This was a tough one. So, right before I was pregnant, I was even smaller than I am now. I was like 149. Okay, I look back at pictures. Why y'all ain't tell me out? Sammy, I blame you. And my mom, I blame you. We're going to talk later. Why you didn't tell me that I looked emaciated? It was this. I mean, yes, I do secretly want my face to be a little more svelte, but sis looked real hungry. So anyways, I was down to like 149, 150. And when I got pregnant, I gained 65 pounds. So I went up to, I think it was like 212. So what's that? 150? Yeah, like about a little over 60 pounds. It was tough. It was definitely tough. Because of course, you're going to gain weight, right? But check the shade on how my doctor, because she knew that I was a post-bariatric patient. She's like, for your pregnancy, you shouldn't gain any more than 25 pounds. Listen, good for you, because 60 something pounds. Way to just step all over my ego. She crip walked all over my ego, because I gained 3 times the amount she told me I was supposed to. Listen, it wasn't easy. But you know what? When you see that child in your arms, glory, you forget about all that weight. And I couldn't wait to get back into the gym. That was my motivation. Like, I couldn't wait till I think it was like a 6-week checkup, I couldn't wait to get back into the gym and just be able to jump right in and, get these goals going. I was way too excited. So, yeah, that's how I did it, y'all. That's how I stayed motivated. I mean, but as you're gaining the weight, it definitely impacts you mentally, because a lot of people would think, well, yeah, I mean, duh, you were pregnant. What's the big deal? No, yes, you're pregnant, but you still feel like, again, with my doctor telling me only 25-pound weight gain, and I'm like at the 40 and 50-pound mark. And the thing that's messed up, when I first got pregnant, I actually lost weight, right? And then I don't know, I went up to like maybe like I had lost, I want to say I had maybe went up to 160, but then like maybe my second or third month, because I was like obsessed. Oh my God, Tashana's going to remember this. Tashana, Sammy, my mom will remember. I was like obsessed with oranges. I would literally go and get the bag of oranges. You know how you can get that bag of oranges in Queens at like the grocery store in that net bag? And the guy would laugh at me because every day I'd be going back for more, and I would eat the entire bag of oranges like it was like fried chicken. I would wake up in the morning, in the like middle of the night, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, like, oh my God, I want oranges so bad. Please, Nicole, just use the bathroom and go back to bed. And then I would end up in my bed with a big bowl, and I would cut up like 8 oranges into 4 and eat them like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what was wrong with me. Okay. Like, I swear. So that was all I wanted to eat. So I did lose quite a bit of weight. Like, I lost like maybe 10 or 12 pounds, but then I gained that back in some. And what ended up happening was I really didn't gain the bulk of my weight until my third trimester. So I thought I was good. My tummy tuck was holding on good. Even from my baby shower, I just looked like I was like bloated or something. I looked like, oh, maybe she's been eating too much. I didn't look like I was 7 months pregnant at that point. But then around that 9 month, that's when my stomach just blew up. I mean, I popped for real, and it really impacted me mentally. But, that just gave me the motivation that once I pop this baby out, it is on in that gym. And I was in the gym literally. I think that's when I went up to 6 or 7 times a week once I'd had the baby. Oh, thank you, Lillian. She's a handful, but she is a star. Oh, let me see. Asha said she asked something about mental health. Oh, challenge is excellent. I believe Peyton. Oh, you should. Oh, here. Pay off. No, thank you. Tell us about the role of maintaining strong mental health. Ooh, this is good. This is good, because what happens is, when I was at my biggest, I promise you, anyone that knows me knows, you couldn't tell me I wasn't a fly chick. Like, 350 pounds in heels every day. For those of you that knew me, comment and please testify. Okay. I was about the way I looked, my hair, my nails, my makeup. I was always in heels, doesn't matter what, always dressed to impress. And once I started losing weight is when I still feel like I don't even think I had the level of confidence now that I did back then. And as I started to lose weight is when I really started to become self-conscious, because now all of the areas, now you're looking at your body constantly and you're nitpicking at all the little things. And that could really impact your mental wellness, because you want to make sure that you're losing weight at a good pace and you're not making poor eating or workout decisions because you just want to reach this goal by this specific time. And I had to really be okay with pacing myself. Asha, I had to be okay with, you know what? I wanted to lose 3 pounds this weekend. I actually gained a half a pound. I got to be all right with that, because in the bigger scheme of things, I've already lost 40 pounds. Right. So I'm going to keep going, and I'm not going to let this kind of impact my week. And sometimes I was able to push through and overcome those mental conflictions, but sometimes I couldn't, because we're human, right? But yeah, definitely that's a good one. Strong mental health is, again, continuing to lean on God and lean on your support group around you. Make sure that the small circle of friends or your accountability partners is really continuing to motivate you. My biggest motivator was my mom. And Even Sam and I have had endless weight conversations, and I love her for that because, sometimes you feel like you fall off, and it's good to know that you have an accountability partner or a friend, right? That you can talk to and say, you know what? I'm falling off and I don't know how to get back on. Or, you know what? I really worked out double the amount than I usually do as far as the time I spend in the gym. And I still gained weight this week, and have someone that'll be that listening ear for you. That support group is so important. And the last part is make sure you want to know, why you want to lose weight. It has to be for you. It can't be to keep a man. It can't be to keep a woman if that's who you're with, right? Like it can't be because I want to look better than my best friend at her wedding. It can't be. Why do you want to lose weight? What is the why? Because if it's a short-term reason, like I'm just trying to fit into this bathing suit, sis, you're gonna gain that right back if you lose it. But if it's, what, I'm tired of not being able to run with my daughter in the park, or I want my blood pressure to go down and not be, going up, going down, and kind of like a roller coaster. I want it to be at a consistent level. And what is my plan? Who's going to be my support group around me? I hope that answered your question. Let's see where you guys are. Let me see. Talk about your grandma's Bye, Bianca. Love you, girl. Yeah, so let me see. Yes, Asha. Yeah, your support group is everything. I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made it. You know how many conversations I even had with Asha as far as like my weight gain when I was pregnant, my battles with weight in college. She knows all of the unhealthy options I was doing to try to lose weight. She knows about it. She was my roommate. Things that I'm not proud of that I did, but I was just so desperate. I felt like there was a level of desperation, but that support group will help you. Like we'll have those conversations with you. Like, you know what, you're going that's not the right direction to go in. Oh, Olympia, good one. So I guess I'll use this as the last question and then I'll close it out. Hey, April. Okay, so Olympia asks, how often do I weigh in? So weigh-ins, this is so funny. I just had a conversation with my trainer about this morning. So as for those of you who have watched the series, I went to fat camp when I was younger, and I also have done Weight Watchers. I hate weigh-ins. I detest them. I do my weigh-ins in private, in my bathroom. My significant other doesn't know how much I weigh. My mommy knows how much I weigh because I tell my mommy everything. But I don't like to talk numbers. I feel like I feel like it was just maybe connected to my childhood. I just don't like to share those things. But I do think that it depends on the goals you're after. Okay. If you're trying to slim down because you want to lose some weight and you're trying to come down in pounds, then maybe the appropriate thing to do is to do both. I would do my measurements and I would weigh in. And don't feel like you should be pressured to let anyone know your numbers. You keep that to yourself. Put it in a journal that you keep privately. No one else needs to know what your successes are or the lack thereof. And also allow yourself grace, because as women, any little thing could happen that'll make us gain weight. Whether it be that we're on our period, or maybe because of water weight. Okay, maybe we're doing a different type of exercise and it's allowing us to gain muscle. The scale that I use, and I'm happy to share with you guys if you want to know about it, just private message me in Instagram and I'll share it with you. But my scale, what I love about it is it doesn't only show you the number, it shows you the number on the scale, but then it's connected, it's a Bluetooth scale and it connects to an app, and the app will share like your water weight, your visceral fat, it's like a whole write-up just after you step on that scale for a few minutes. And I love that because sometimes it's not only the scale number. Sometimes I may have went up in weight by 0.4 pounds or something like that, or by 1.5 pounds, but yet my visceral fat is less. My muscle mass may be more. So that it kind of gives you a full scope of your weight gain or weight loss. So I love those. I feel like that kind of helps me stay motivated. And measurements are important, especially if you do have a lot of weight to lose, because sometimes you will have weeks where you may not lose weight, but you'll go down in inches. And you'll know that by the way your clothes fit. That's another way of telling as well. All right. Yes, I agree, Asha. It was all part of learning in the journey. So you know what? I appreciate you guys for staying with me. We are at the top of the hour. Thank you for staying with us until the end. Please make sure you subscribe. Please share this if you think it's going to bless somebody. I appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram as well as on Facebook. I love you guys so much for watching. And if you have any additional questions, make sure you message me in Instagram, or go ahead and comment here and I'll definitely answer them. I hope you guys have a blessed night. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.